Hey G Squad, welcome back to an episode of Is It Worth It? So for today's episode, I have this cool, amazing product right here in my hand, and basically what it is, as you can see right there, it is an electric skateboard. But this one is not actually a skateboard, it's more of a longboard, which is pretty awesome. So some facts about the product itself, as you can see right here, it mentioned how it had a 28 kilometer per hour. It has a remote control, so this is an electric skateboard, so you don't have to use your feet manually to skate it unless it runs out of battery. And it says the max range is around 14 to 16 kilometers. So this is basically what the packaging looks like when you guys actually receive it. But let me put it down and then open up and show you guys what the product looks like. So when we open up the product itself, this is basically what it looks like inside. So there's basically another box inside the box. And if you take a look at the actual product itself right here in the packaging, it has some specs about the product itself right here. The board itself weighs about 18 pounds. The maximum capacity for this product is up to 265 pounds. It is made out of 9-ply maples. The board itself is flexible enough for you guys to bend while you guys are carving if you guys want to use it for carving. And the product itself has a smart internal processor that helps circuiting and also overheating, which is pretty awesome. You guys can use it from 14 to 16 kilometers, which is about 10 miles of usage, and that is the maximum. And it says you guys can ride hills with an incline of up to 20 degrees. And the maximum speed of the product itself is 20 miles per hour. So if you guys turn it on, you guys turn on max speed, you guys can get to that max speed in 5 seconds. So first thing first is actually open the product and show you guys what it actually looks like and what comes in the package first. Alright, so when you open up the first layer, this is what it looks like inside. Let's open up this part here. So they do have a protective layer in the beginning. You guys can see right here. If you take out the protective layer, this is basically what it looks like. So you can see that it's actually pretty big. It definitely is bigger than a skateboard, so you have a lot of room to work with. So when we take out the board right here, you guys can see that there's a small little box right here. Let's see what's in there first. Alright, so when we open up the box right here, this is basically what it looks like inside. So they pretty much provide you guys the cable that you can use to charge up the power right here. So here is the cable, as you can see. And they also do provide you guys this cable here as well. And they have this little bag right here that have their brand logo here. And inside the bag, they provide you guys the actual remote itself. So this is basically what the remote looks like, if you guys can see. So I believe I show you guys the battery life here, the power, the signal, the power button right here, the reverse button right here. If you guys want to go this way, you guys want to brake. If you guys want to press that way, you guys want to accelerate. And they also do provide you guys a strap right here that you can put on your wrist. So just like this. So you guys have an easy use and everything, which is pretty awesome. And in the bottom right there, you can see that they have the slot for you to plug in the cable to recharge the product itself using the cable that they provide for you guys. And then on the very bottom, they do provide you guys instruction manual right here. And then they do provide you guys this accessory right here that you can use. So there's this accessory right here. And then there is this accessory right here, if you guys can see. And that's basically everything that's in the packaging itself right here. Now let's take a look at the board. So this is basically what the board looks like. You can see it's quite big. Alright, so once we take out the wrapper, this is basically what it looks like. You guys can see they have the brand logo there, but they have a little tire design on there that is super sick. If you guys can see, this is basically what the wheels look like. There's 4 of them. And if you guys are wondering where you guys actually use this board, you guys can actually use it on like dirt road, cement road, grass. Basically almost anywhere on the ground you guys can use it. The only thing to kind of consider, or why I recommend, is to not use it when it's like raining, because it might be slippery when you guys actually use it. So I don't want you guys to get hurt. And I do recommend getting like a elbow pads, knee pads, or whatever, or a helmet as well for extra protection, because you never know what will happen. You guys can definitely see and feel the material on the board itself is pretty nice. It definitely has the anti-skid or anti-slip material, so that way you guys get a very good grip when you guys actually use the board. So when we flip it on the other side, this is basically what it looks like right here. So that is basically where the battery is and everything. They do have some warning labels right here in case you guys are worried about that. You guys can take a look at that as well. And if you guys take a look right here, this is basically where you will plug in the cable to charge it up. And that is the button to activate it. And in case if you guys forget how to use it, all the instruction is provided for you guys in the instruction manual right here that I mentioned. And then once you guys activate the product itself, this is basically where it will actually generate the power onto here to start moving the wheels itself. So when you guys use the remote, this is the only one you guys are controlling. So let me actually turn on the product first to show you guys how it works. So first thing I want to do is press this button right here to activate it. Alright, so it's on now. Next, I want to activate the remote right here. So now it's on. So there's 4 different modes on the remote itself: beginner, eco, expert, and pro mode. So the way how you guys change those modes is by pressing the power button right here. So right now it's on beginner's mode. If I press it again, it goes to eco mode. And press it again, it goes to expert mode. And if I press it again, it goes to pro mode. So if you guys are new to using these boards, you guys never used an electric board before, that I recommend going with beginner mode and work your way up. And right here we have a reverse button, so if you guys press and hold that button, it actually would change where it's going. So if you guys want to go forwards or go backwards, that's how you guys change it. So the way how you guys know which one is on is by looking at this light right here. And then if you guys want to accelerate, like I mentioned earlier, just go like this. And if you guys want to break it, then go like this way. So I'm going to show you guys how it works in terms of the wheel itself on beginner's mode versus the pro mode. Alright, so take a look at this wheel right here. So I'm going to accelerate right now using the beginner's mode. Alright, so that's beginner's mode. Let me go to the next one. Is that eco mode. Now let's go expert. Alright, and I want to go to pro. Alright, so I'm assuming the pro mode is the one where you can go to like the maximum speed, which is 20. And if you guys are in beginner's mode, most likely it's like 5 or 10 miles per hour or something like that. So let's say if you guys are going fast, you guys want to brake. Slowly ease into the brake by pressing it down like that. Let me show you guys one more time. Alright, so it brakes pretty easily, so you guys don't want to just slam on the brake really easily, like really fast. Like slowly gradually build it, just like driving a car. And the way how you guys know where the battery life is by looking at this part right here. So looking at the bars. So right now it's around like 75% charge, so we need to fully charge it. So let me actually go charge this up and show you guys how to charge this and also the port first, and then we'll go test it out real quick and show you guys how it works, and then we'll come back and talk more about the product in a second. Alright, so we got the cable right here. Let's plug it in. Alright, so once you guys plug it in, this is basically what it looks like right there. So that is how you guys know when it's charging, when this light is on right here and when it's blinking like that. So when you guys are charging the remote itself, you guys can actually still use the remote while it's charging. So if I turn it on right here, you guys can see that it still works. And it's still charging right here if you can see I have it plugged in. Now let's actually plug in the cable to charge the board and see if it actually works or not. Alright, so we got our cable right here all plugged in. So when it's green, that means it's fully charged. You guys can see right here, and I believe when it's not charged, it should be red. So once I plug in the cable right here, it should be red. Let's try it out. So you just want to plug in the cable right here, just like this. And then now it's charging. You can see it's red color. So once this light changes to green, that's how you guys know when it's fully charged. And if you guys try using the board right now, it will not work because it's charging. So we'll let this charge a little bit first before we test it out. Alright, so I want to try out the product. So first thing I want to do is turn on the remote right here first. Alright, so now it's on. So I'm going to turn it on to the beginner mode to try it out. So right here is beginner mode. So depending on how you guys see the remote itself, it could be either forwards or backwards. So right now it's on red right here. If I push it up, you guys can see it goes that way. If I want to break it, it breaks. If I want to turn it the other way, just press on this button right here. Hold it down until the light changes right here to green, and it goes the other way. And when I go out the other way, just press it down again and change the position the other way. And brake. So the product itself does work. Let me just try to get on it and see how it feels. Alright, so I'm just gonna hop on it and see how it feels. Alright. So it definitely feels pretty good and it feels really stable. You guys can definitely feel like the flexibility of the actual board itself. If you guys want to turn left or right like this, you have to bend your knees backwards or forward. But it definitely feels pretty stable. Let me put down the camera to give you guys a different perspective of the actual board itself. Alright, let's hop on. Alright, so you can see how flexible the board is. And I want to tilt it upwards like this, or backwards like this. You guys can see how flexible and how bendable it is. So this definitely can carry a lot of weight on here. You guys can move it left and right like this if you guys want to manually. So if it does run out of battery, you guys definitely use the manual option to kind of like do like this if you guys need to. But you can see that it's actually pretty good and pretty stable. Alright, so I'm going to test it one more time to show you guys how strong and how fast the brake is. Alright, so we braked it. Same thing for the other way. Alright, so it does work. Alright, welcome back guys. So now you guys saw the quick test of the product itself. You guys can see that actually does work and works quite well. It's definitely super easy to use if you guys can see. The remote itself shouldn't take you guys that long to charge it, but the board would definitely take you guys a little bit longer. But now that we did quick unboxing and testing the product itself, now to answer the question of whether or not it's actually worth it or not. So for me, honestly, I would definitely have to say that these are worth it if you guys want or need warranties. Especially if you guys want to make your travel a lot easier to go to different places then this is definitely really worth it. Only issue, if anything, is the fact that if you guys live somewhere or you have to go somewhere that has a lot of hills, and if the incline of the hill itself is pretty steep, more than the 20% that I mentioned, and your board cannot go up, that is the only issue that I could see. But everything else about the product itself is pretty cool and it is super useful. As long as you guys go within that 10-mile radius or range that they mentioned, and as long as you guys make sure to charge it up, then you guys don't have to worry about anything. But then obviously for those guys who don't want or don't need one or have just one of these, then obviously don't buy one and save your money for something else that you do need. But other than that, that's pretty much it for quick unboxing and testing of the product itself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, then make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.